Hey everybody, and welcome to Lex's Lounge. So since this is my personal off-topic channel, I am going to give you guys my personal opinion of the Canada Cannabis Act. So what do I think of the Act? In one word, it is acceptable. Not good, not great, but acceptable. And here's why I say that. First and foremost, it includes the one non-negotiable piece in it that I thought it had to have. Personal home growing. That's what it's all about, guys. If there's personal home growing, a whole lot of other things like overtaxation and overregulation and whatnot can be fixed. So I was really glad it included that. Now, beyond that, it had a whole bunch of imperfections. I thought that the impaired driving regulations and section was super murky, questionable, can't see it surviving court. So basically the courts are now going to spend 5 to 10 years working that all out. So that's not going to be fun for some people. I thought that in terms of managing genetics of this plant nationwide, it was a disaster. Basically they shuffled seeds in with general weed, and then they created a situation where a few licensed producers are the only ones who can breed seeds, not only monopolizing seed production amongst a small handful of players, but also cutting off all international genetics for no real reason whatsoever. So that was a disappointment, but there's a lot of stuff here that's going to have to be worked out over many years, and I know it will be, because if you look at what happened when liquor prohibition was lifted, we had a piece of legislation that came out of that here in Canada that was just unreasonably restrictive rather, and it's come a long ways since the 1930s. So I expect that the Cannabis Act will change a lot over the coming years as well. But you know what? We'll give Trudeau credit. He's been a very underwhelming Prime Minister. He failed on a few key promises, but at least this time he got something done reasonably well. And I'll also give props to a fellow named Bill Blair, who was the minister in charge of this. Bill Blair is actually the former chief of police of Toronto, and when he was placed as one of the men in charge of this file, I was incredibly worried about certain provisions and how they were going to come down, but he did a good job. He can feel proud of himself, in my eyes anyway. So there you go, guys. That's my 2 cents on the Canada Cannabis Act. I mean, it's a good act, but it's got a long way to go, and it is going to go. So be sure to subscribe, hit that like button. Happy 420 if I don't see ya, and have a good one. Bye-bye.